Ladies and gentlemen, the Presidents of the United States of America and the President of the Republic of Kenya.
The fight against terror topped the agenda when President Uhuru Kenyatta and United States President Barack Obama met at State House for bilateral talks. Kenya has pledged to continue partnering with the United States in the fight against terrorism in the region. Now, President Kenyatta says the country has improved on its tactics in the fight against terrorism and promised to continue fighting terror without anyone feeling marginalized. Kenyatta says the government has put a lot of resources in areas that are prone to attacks.
So as a country, as a government, we are satisfied with what we're doing. We need to expand that more because the battle that we're fighting is not a Kenyan war. Kenya just happens to be at the frontier of it, being a neighbor to a country that for a long time has not had any kind of formal government. We need to work much closer together to see how we can stabilize Somalia. We need to work much closer together.
Addressing the media after bilateral talks at State House, United States President Barack Obama said his administration will provide additional funding, equipment and technical assistance to Kenya to fight terror. To deepen security operations in the country, the two countries have signed an action plan that will strengthen the police service and border security.
Today we discussed deepening our security cooperation. As part of our security governance initiative, our governments signed an action plan yesterday in which we'll support Kenya's efforts to strengthen its judiciary, police, and border security. We also discussed broader efforts to counter violent extremism here in Kenya and around the world, efforts that are advanced when there is rule of law, respect for human rights, a space for civil society and peaceful dissent.
The recent terror attacks in the country has always destroyed the image of Kenya, leading to travel advisories from Western countries. Now, President Obama now says that its administration will be working with Kenya to make sure there is no need for travel advisories, which have always affected the tourism sector. President Obama, who hailed Uhuru for his commitment in the fight against graft, said there was need for visible prosecution to show Kenyans that action was being taken. He says corruption remains the biggest impediment to economic growth.
Together, we are confronting insidious threats to Kenya's prosperity. President Kenyatta, I want to commend you on your announced commitment to rooting out corruption. With the joint commitment we've agreed to today, the United States will offer advice and technical assistance to support Kenya as it takes additional steps to increase transparency and accountability and to strengthen institutions that fight corruption. So we're making important commitments, and now we need to work together to fulfill them. Because if Kenya can put in place the habits and institutions of good governance, it can help unleash even greater growth and investment and prosperity for the Kenyan people. Thank you very much, everybody. Asante sana.
Well, President Barack Obama's visit to Kenya will see the country's economy grow because of the agreements that the two countries have signed. Now, according to President Uhuru Kenyatta, Kenya and the United States relationship is not being renewed, but rather it is deepening. For Ebro Africa TV at State House in Nairobi, I'm Brenda Czeda.